Hi. Today is the first day of a new year of two different calendars. Perhaps some more. Fasli Calendar that Iran follows is one of them. But can you guess the second one? Which other calendar begins its new year today? Which country could it be from? Or would it be of some religion? Well, there are no celebrations. You aren't getting any Happy New Year cards or posts, and there are no fireworks. It might not be easy to find the answer. So, without much ado, I'll reveal the answer. Today is the first day of a new year of Bharatiya Saur calendar. The calendar the Indian government adopted in 1957. 22 March 1957 was the first day in the calendar. It was designated as Chaitra 1 Shaka 1879. India became independent in 1947. After that, a committee was constituted to consider calendar reforms. Astrophysicist Meghnad Saha was the chairman of the committee. The committee was to prepare, based on scientific study, an accurate calendar that could be used throughout the country. Many calendars were in vogue in India at that time, so they had a difficult task. India's first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, in his preface to the 1955 report of the committee, wrote, "The different calendars represent past political divisions in the country. Now that we have attained independence, it is obviously desirable that there should be a certain uniformity in the calendar for our civic, social, and other purposes. And this should be done on a scientific approach to this problem." And what did the committee come up with? A calendar much like the Gregorian calendar, but with an Indian packaging. The month names in the Indian solar calendar are like the lunar month names in a typical Panchanga, starting from Chaitra, Vaishak, and going up to Falgun, the 12th and last month in a year. Number of days in a month were arbitrarily set to 30 for each of the last 6 months from Ashwin to Falgun. For months 2 to 6, that is, Vaishakha to Bhadrapad, they were set to 31 days each. And the first month, Chaitra, was to have 31 days in a leap year, but only 30 days in the other Gregorian calendar years. This year is year 2024 by the Gregorian calendar, so it is a leap year. The Chaitra month of the official Indian solar calendar has 31 days this year, and the new year of the calendar begins with a leap day on 21st March, that is today. That is what you see in the image. The designated year is Shaka 1946, that is the new year that is starting today. This calendar does not have much in parallel with any astronomical event. Its beginning, though, is close to the vernal equinox day. This year, the exact time of vernal equinox was Wednesday, 20th March, 8:36 a.m. by Indian Standard Time. That was yesterday. So this correspondence too is rather approximate. The calendar does not have any connection with the revolution of moon or that of any planet in the solar system. No celebration takes place on the New Year's Day. In fact, very few common Indians, if any, are aware that the official New Year of the calendar that has been adopted by the Indian government starts today. Not only the New Year Day, but the Independence Day of India is also known by the Gregorian calendar day. It is on 15th August by the Gregorian calendar that always falls on Shravan 24 by the Indian solar calendar, whereas the Republic Day, 26 January, always falls on Magh 6. Hardly any Indian would be able to identify these dates. The government uses the calendar in the official gazette, and the All India Radio makes a mention of it at the start of some of their programs. That is about all as far as the regular usage of the calendar is concerned. It was deemed to be a calendar of independent India. However, a close look at it gives a deep feeling that it is a derivative of the Gregorian calendar. Arbitrary assignment to the days of the month keeps it in sync with the Gregorian calendar. It seems that the exercise of devising a new calendar ended up with a copy of an old non-Vyzhyvik Visibic means what you see is what you get, what you see in the sky, and what you get is what you see in your timekeeping, in your calendar, in your panchang. In that sense, the Gregorian calendar and also the Indian national solar calendar are non-visivic timekeeping methods. Is there a reason to be unhappy with this? There is. From ancient days, Indians have been following the elegant Panchanga for timekeeping. Marvelous works like Surya Siddhanta and Vedanga Jyotish had been used to predict astronomical events accurately and to make Panchanga calculations that advise the populace about the various upcoming festival days and other important days. The Panchangas have a close relation with astronomical events. They not only capture the movements of the sun and the moon, but they capture the movements of all the main planets in the solar system. They are also able to predict eclipses by keeping track of the intersection of moon's plane of motion with the eclipse plane. India could well have adopted one of the panchangas and improved its accuracy by using modern instruments. Alas, the committee chose a copy of the Gregorian calendar. The Shaka epoch that was chosen for the calendar also leaves a bad taste. Typical Indian Panchangas follow two common epochs, Shaka Samvat or the Vikram Samvat. The first year of the Vikram Samvat was before the start of the common era. A new year of the Vikram Samvat begins with the month of Ashwin, typically in October or November of the Gregorian calendar. At the start of the new year, the Vikram Samvat, also known as the Vikrami calendar, is 57 years ahead of Gregorian calendar. In contrast, the Shaka Samvat is 78 years behind. I have heard suggestions that the Shaka Samvat was chosen for the Indian solar calendar because it was later than the beginning of the Common Era. Perhaps that was done to avoid offending our colonial masters. It appears that the Bharatiya Saura calendar is a relic of the colonial past of India rather than a symbol of its independence. Perhaps it is time India had a fresh look at the official calendar of the country. Thank you for watching.